Hi guys, hi all the HOBAO team. I want to thank you for this awesome thing you do with this VT17 scale. So this is my finished car, first version, because I'm gonna make some different tryout with the motors. My goal was to have a lightweight success car, and I reach here 4.8 kilograms finished in 6S 5000 milliamps and 5 kilo with 8000 milliamps. That's pretty nice because my version from the VT7 with the carbon plate underneath, so light as possible, was by 4.5 with the 6S 5000 milliamp battery. So I'm really happy because the chassis is way bigger than what I had in the VT17. I make an easy and nice paint job, not too much race way, not too much different color, just smooth. And also because I want to not spend too much time to make the paint job, I want to go drive the car. So here it is down on the tires. These are sweep racing tires, that not good tires, but I love the rims on it. I also have the Louis RC, or a little bit bigger also. This is about 100 millimeter diameter. This is about 105. Looks way better with that ones, but just for the show with the body. This way it's way down on the ground. This is a BT design body. It's an Italian brand. Guess in USA you not gonna have it easy to find, but you have Delta Plastic USA, you have all the armor body, all the super nice the Corvette and the Alfa Romeo from, how is this brand? I forget the name from this brand, who makes super nice body with LED light systems, with the back mirror and all the stuff. So let's talk what's underneath the body. First of all, we're gonna talk about suspension. Out of the box, my first impression was that the rear suspension would be a little bit too stiff, but even here with 6S 8000 on board, so it means 5 kilograms, it feels really nice in the rear. In the front, maybe I gonna put some thicker oil in the front, because it's softer in the front than in the back, because all the weight is in the front. I like to drive my own roads with the weight in the front. I know the washer are not the nicest way on the body, but the washer are cool, because you not, anytime you put the pin in, destroy your body. In the car I have an SSS 40 82mm 6-pole motor who's vented, and I love these motors on road. I not buy this car and do it for speed runs. I also not do it for drag race. I do it just for smooth and nice race on tracks and at parkings on malls. So I'm not gonna drive it also the way he's here. It's way too low on the ground. I'm gonna cut here underneath the body. I let so much as possible from the body for do the paint job, and then I adjust after that the high underneath to provide the head, especially with the bigger tires. When you put the bigger tires on, the car lifts itself about 5 millimeters, and with this 5 millimeter more, it's nice. And Max 8 Hobby Ring ESC for just an easy and cool and not too high in price setup in the car, who anytime has good performance. This motor contains 8S. What I ordered after that is the Castle, I cannot resist, 7020 1650 kV motor. I know I can put here a bigger motor in and a way longer motor, but how I say before, it's not my goal to make speedrun or drag race. But with this motor, with the Castle motor, if I put an ADAS Hobbying 160 amp ESC, I can drive cool in 6S for my runs and even can do drag race in ADAS. I put all the spacer in behind here because I like to have a straight pivot angle, so straight as possible on road. I put the LiPo tray away, just use the straps. I prefer. It looks way lighter. It's not a heavy weight. The two battery tray are about 170 grams. It's really less. So if I go for AS, I will use it. It's clear. With this two battery tray, it's way more secured than just the straps on the battery. That's clear. That's also what they do it. I gonna let this size motor in, not bigger. Maybe with this weight it's gonna be way enough. I'm really happy to have discovered that. This nice tube behind here from HOBAO. This is a really super idea, because now with this system we just have to buy two from that parts and we can do ourselves the dope bone so long as we want. When I first unboxed it, I wonder why they don't have do it both, and the answer is pretty easy. If you put the motor in the rear, you have to reverse the two dog bones also, and they don't do in the front this type of rear dog bone because the diameter is too big, and when you are here with the smallest pinion gear you can put in, you are too near at the motor. That's why they don't do it, and maybe also a question of price. It's higher in price maybe to do that just a dog bone. The front dog bone is still a heavy baby. It's really fat and thick in diameter, and I gotta show you. That's why the battery are in. I put a 21 pinion at the stock gear. The stock gear is about 34, 3 and 4, 34. The smallest pinion gear you can put with the stock gear is 20. You cannot go below. I try a 90, but the gear mesh is too big, so it's not nice. This way it's nice. We have a really big receiver box here. It's also nice to not have to because we're gonna put all the wire we have too much on servo and ESC in this box, so it's really boring to see so many brands do so small receiver box. What I love here, HOBAO shows again that they managed wire lay down super easy, and not like when you look back at S-Works, hot bodies or that stuff, you have the servo in the front with the wire looking front-wise, going to the side, go to the receiver box and beneath. The ESC wire goes through the whole car and all that stuff. Servo looks at receiver box and goes directly in. Here ESC, just the wire laying around go in the box. You can yourself make a little cut in the box to go from the backwise directly in the box. Is also way shorter. ESC and motor wire can easily be put here with some Velcro straps. And depending on ESC, you have a big or no on-off knob. That's something really strange for me from Hobbying to still continue to do that big fat stuff without any system to fix it. I know you can just, like I do here, just double tape it at the car, but anytime you do maintenance you have to put this away and put a fresh part on it. I really prefer to get an on-off knob fixed on the ESC and not wire laying around. Just something more easy, more clean. That's cool. With the Carrosserie, you just can put the on-off knob away, just put a little bridge, put the knob away, because I power it on when I put my LiPo on and I power off when I put my LiPo off. I never use the switch. Here you have to use it because it's an electronic switch. Anytime you pull out the wire, you have to press here again to restart. So, also nice, servo mount was thinked out for different height on servos. On many cars you can put any servo you want it, because the wire has no place to go out. When you have at this moment we talk, we have servos who not have the wires down at the servo but go out in the middle. Here you can put what you want in. Also the height from the servo is not an issue. I know on all other car you can put some little spacer, but you have to put some spacers, and here just have to put the servo in and put the screws on, and there it is. And that's nice. Look, we have really not much wire laying around, and this is what I like. How I said before, I go for a normal speed. I want to reach 90-100 kilometers an hour for the runs. I use the 1600 kV with the 21 pinion gear, and we're gonna see what happens. My VT17 I do myself with the Corvette body from Kilo Body. This was Kilo Bodies. My Corvette had a 2050 kV motor with also 21 pinion gear, but with the center diff we had 42 main gear. So here we have a smaller main gear. You can change it. It's just a motor pinion, 8mm bore and mod 1. So you can have really many sizes from that. Easy to get on eBay, AliExpress, or all that stuff. If you want to gear it different way, you also can go smaller if you have a big motor and put this at the motor. That's what I have done here at my BMW Arma. So, and why is that car also here? Because you're gonna see now. I'm gonna fire this car up and you're gonna see how this transmission turns really super nice. And I don't know if you have seen it. If you not have seen it, go to check out. I make also static run here on the table with this Arma, and you see this car shake like crazy. He shakes so much that even one ball end was destroyed only just by vibration from the whole drivetrain. Arma used some between part with two bearings on it. That's stupid, sorry, but a steel rod running on two steel ball bearings mounted straight. They cannot move, they have no flex part. Is absolutely totally wrong, and it went wrong. After that speed test, the two bearing exploded and even the mount from the bearing was destroyed. The plastic just cracks in two parts. That's because this is not a mechanical way to do it. This is the right way to do it and the only way to do it right. So, or like ZD Racing, they put two small dog bones and two bearings more and two output drives more. So, how I say, don't forget these tires from Street Racing are not good, and this I let it on for show you because that's also an important point. For tools like I who run with normal speed, it's not a big issue, but if you're gonna go for a high speed run or drag race, you have any time to check if all work fine at the car before you go on track, especially with the tires, because we tested these tires and we had one ballooning, but not all over trees. At the 2 and 3rd test, two of them begins to balloon, and then one comes unglued even. And if this happened to you while you are speeding up, that's gonna end bad for your car. If you have room enough, it's not a problem. If you are on the street, it's an issue. If you run with other drivers on a line, it's also not cool because you're gonna hit them. So when I do that with the armor, I had to fix the car. I use how to say, I forget the name from these things. Whatever. I have fixed the car at the car stand because we had so much vibration that even the screw from the car stand falls out. Here I'm gonna show you how this works, and then you see, we wanna see also why. Because many people ask me, why did you like so much HOBAO? Because it's not high in price when you check out the concurrents, and it's the quality. Even this driveline drives so smooth than Mugen MBX 7 GT, S-Works, X-Ray and all that stuff. So also put a brushless servo in there, 0.08 seconds to have fast response on steering if I need. So look at this. Remember also we have steel on steel here. For the moment I drive motor here, ESC here. The weight balance is nice. I'm gonna try, even if I'm happy with this setup, I'm gonna try with the battery more in the back. Then I'm gonna maybe put the motor in the rear and the ESC at the other side here to put weight more in center, to check the difference, how it feels, how it drives. I'm used to drive with center differential, and what I prefer is a torsion diff. HOBAO makes torsion diff, so I really want to put here torsion diff in there. But what I also want to do, because I really love the silence of function, here we have steel on steel, so it's noisy. It's a nice noise. You're gonna hear it soon. Here I put a low-Z LSD differential in my Serpent Cobra with a plastic spur gear, and this makes no noise. It's just on the road. It's really nice, but I also really like the sound from this baby. It sounds like the low-Z Audi R8 I had back in the time in 12s. The sound from this transmission was just amazing. It also was an amazing car. If only they had done our tires for this car and our bodies, that just the Audi body, I think low-Z had done class 1/16 scale. So we know all that Armor are super noisy cars, and listen to that and look at this rear dog bone or tube, name it like you want. I'm gonna zoom on it. Look at this. I go out of the way. Nothing. I even not have to hold the car on the stand. He goes anywhere, and we spin here about 100 kilometers an hour. I also want to see you that. I tell you again, go to check out my video at the Armor. When I hit the throttle with the Armor, we shaked so much here, these parts, that one break out. The plastic was destroyed, the car was new, never used. And here we're gonna get some vibration at the moment because of the bad tire, but look how less it is. That's really nothing. If you have an Armor, you know what to talk about it. Yeah, you can change parts, yeah, you can have optional parts, but what is the price of all that parts? We have here more than 1 kilogram less than the Armors. We have a transmission we don't need to open any 10 times. This is for me really boring by armors. V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. We have some better stuff for the trucks, but nothing has been done at the in life from the differential. And to open any 10 time a differential, for me this is 2 days run, and sometimes just only 1 day. So open it each time, shine it each time, change the oil and change the oil and do it again and again. It's boring. That's why I prefer the EXB systems in the armors, even if I put it out to not have a self-locking, especially in the rear. But that's why I prefer HOBAO. I drive HOBAO since long time, really long time, and if you look how simply it's done, you not have to shine. I never had to shine anything on a HOBAO. You just put the differential in the case, it's in. Perfect fits in, no have to shine left or right or something, it's just fine in. So this is why I love it. And they also can do a lot of stuff. Back in the time to do the Hyperstar was really super buggy to drive. Still was not so high in price that all our competition car at that times. Before that we have the HOBAO Hyper ST Pro. That was a tank from a truggy. I really hope they will do soon a new truggy like HOBAO Hyper VS2 truggy. And we would also enjoy to get a new 1/8 scale short course from HOBAO based at the VS2, or even if they go for 1/7 scale, maybe in off-road in 1/7 scale I would more go for the HOBAO Hyper MT transmission with the bigger pinion tooth in the gears, with the gear reduction, to do a 1/7 scale short course and a 1/7 scale desert buggy, because with the quality we know that they can do for the price they are sold, that's just nice. For this VT17, even with ADAS system in there, I don't speak here about a high-priced Castle system or something, but if you go for just standard Hobbywing Max CCSC, any motor with 82 or 92 can and the body and the tires, it's still just the price by us here in Europe from an RTR Arma who has not this nice transmission, who has not the possibility to change all that setting for go really on track with them. We're gonna go with this BMW on track. We set it so the best we can, so we have a nice track feel, but this is just out from the box, and you will see just out of the box with the same tires, it's absolutely no match between these two cars. Yeah, I know you like the way they do the body, the air fender in the rear and all that stuff. Okay, but who cares about that when you run 150 or 200 kilometers an hour, how nice the car looks. Don't misunderstand me, I love Arma, but they are at some point, price-wise, where they should do a little bit better now, especially with all the tire stuff and this differential stuff. They use too cheap alloy and too cheap steel for the transmission. My favorite Arma cars was V3. Price-wise, quality-wise, we had there the best stuff. The parts at that point was easy to find and cheap, and now the Arma parts are really high in price. Sorry, but differential gear from Arma is higher in price than an X-Max main gear, and that's strange. So I still love Arma. I still gonna drive Arma because I'm an RC freak. I don't care about the brand. I know many people don't like that brand or don't want to talk about it. I drive any brand. I talk about any brand. I love any brand. I'm maybe sometimes a little bit disappointed about some choice or some material or some price, but in the end it's my passion. I love it, so I still buy the car. Sometimes I'm really talk about a car and say, no, I don't want it, no, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. And what happens when I'm in the shop? Oh, how nice is this? And I go away with the car. So I hope you has find an HOBAO VT17, or you will find one and try it out if you used to drive on road, so you can compare it with other cars, especially when you have Armas or Arma 1/7 scale. You have the the Traxxas X01. The X01 is way too high in price. It's just a Traxxas Slash. That's a little bit boring. Okay, it's lightweight, but two little small bearings. Sorry, you cannot drive an X01 2 hours in a row without burning out some bearings and cook out some differentials. And you know I love Traxxas. X01 is a nice car. You can also easily set up to a racetrack, but you have to buy some optional parts like sway bars. They also had the bad choice, like Arma, to put some one size tire on it, and Arma had the good idea to do 3 different type of tires, and Traxxas, no, you can put standard rims and tires on your Armas or X01, but it looks like really small, and that is also why I like the choice from HOBAO. Here you see the car with standard 100mm GT tires. That's a standard in Europe for run race, and it still looks super nice. I just put 4mm wheels extender front and rear with that body. The body choice also, it's something we're gonna talk about it, because how I said before, you just have Arma, now HOBAO and Traxxas, who made 1/7 scale body, but you can have killer bodies, Corvette of Alfa Romeo. You can have by Arma the Infraction, the Limitless, and the my favorite, it's clear, it's the man, I forget the word, the muscle car. You know what I mean. You can have by BT Design this body. This is a McLaren. You can have by Delta Plastics, Italy or USA, depending where you are on the earth. You can have 3 or 4 types of really on-road super GT cars for 24-hour Le Mans runs. That type of body. You can have some race GT, a Ferrari, also a Corvette, also a pickup truck like Kyle Busch stuff, a little bit NASCAR, but it's not so nice to, it's a little bit strange. And of course in reinforced body here in Alsace, in my country, in France, we have a BMW E46 GTR. Another brand who makes 1/7 scale is ZD Racing, but the quality is, it's okay for Sunday driving. The alloy are so soft that the bearing turns in the hubs and all begin to move. Also super shaky like the Arma when you hit the throttle. Suspension is like just have 4 springs, no shock damper. You can set up all that. You also have bad tires. You have also a body. The body looks like the Hoonigan from I forget the name from this driver, the owner from the brand Hoonigans, the unicorn, sorry, from the unicorns from Unigans, and looks nice, but it's just PVC, it's not Lexan, so it's really bad quality. Here in Europe there are some, not brands, some rebrander who sell that cars the price from Arma. But who's gonna be so stupid to buy a car even a little bit more high in price than the Arma, who is not at the halfway for holding so long in time at an Arma? I hope no one. It's not how it also doesn't mean, don't misunderstand me on that one. Also, it's not a bad car, but it's really it's just for beginner, someone who just wanna drive nice around on Sundays, not wanna do race, not gonna go too high in speed or something, because it's not made for just that way. When you get it for the cheap price, for the cheap Chinese price, 500 euros, even with the watt, it's okay. But pay 790 if you can get an Arma for 700, that's crazy. This one here, with this electronic on board, with this body, with the paint job and all the stuff, is about 630 euros. That's what I spend out for the car. I'm really excited to get my Carrosserie. I know the Carrosserie Mamba X 8S. I never had the 50-20,650 motor. Why did I not choose the bigger motor? Just because, how I say before, I want to be lightweight in 6S and just sometimes when I drive 8. Because when I go crazy, I use that bad baby here, even if it's shaky, even if it has not it hold not so good the ground like that one. And then you're gonna tell me, but you never drive it. I know this is good because I have done it myself with a carbon plate, so I cannot be disappointed. I know HOBAO since maybe more than 20 years now. Never had a car who disappoint me in this brand, and that's not something happens to you many times. I mean by hobby brands or brand who do RTRs. We don't talk here about X-Ray, Techno, Low Z competition, TLR, Team SO competition, that stuff. That's also no fail. But for all brands who make RTR, Arma do good stuff and bad stuff. Traxxas do good stuff and bad stuff. Low Z do good stuff and bad stuff in whatever is RTR. HPI also, and all that brands many times do something really exceptional, but most of the time it's okay and sometimes it's bad or disappointing. And in my case, I really had never that by HOBAO, even by Hongnor. So let me know, what, if you have one, have you in mind? Speed runs, drag race, race tracks. What do you gonna put electronic in? How many S do you gonna put in there? What do you want to reach with the car? How I say, I want to reach 90 to 100 kilometers an hour and have with this 8000 milliamp battery 20-minute runs in race condition at least. I was able in 6S with my version with 74mm motor to reach this 20 minutes with 110 top speed at race. That means just at one straight line. The rest from the race you make curves and all that stuff. Never really pull out full throttle because you have no room for do it. Just at the straight line you can let the horsepower free. So that's also that stuff we're gonna do with that car. it's not impossible if I hope to get one time the time, or take the time to can go to a playing field here we can use on a Sunday, but it's a few hour car to go on there. If I go there, I have to take my cars for speed runs, all the pinion, all the gears, all the motors, all the ESC, my soldering iron and all that stuff, because if I do all these kilometers to go there, I really want to spend the whole day to make straight lines at this field and pull out so much as possible from each car. That's why at the beginning I do that BMW and this infraction. We have here a 56-82mm motor in there, but only short, how I say. I let the motor in the front so I can put two 6S underneath in the normal position from the tray, because I not want to do a car just specially for go fast. I love cars which I can drive in any condition, and if I want to go crazy on speed, just put another gear on there, put more S in there and hit the throttle and reach 160, 200 kilometers an hour, however whatever we're gonna reach. After that, it's not impossible that I take the pleasure to do it, and that's suddenly I want to do absolute crazy top speed. And maybe I'm gonna try it two different ways. One way is the lightest possible way. Remember, the world record in speedrun RC has been done with a 1/10 scale. It was even a two-wheel drive, and it just was about aerodynamics in there. It had a small motor, a small battery, and you reach over 320 kilometers an hour. What we want to reach here is to do the same with a brick. That's crazy. You need way more power and amps and battery, and the more you put in, you also heavier the car gonna be, and so more impossible it's gonna be also to reach that speed. But I understand why one wanna try it. A special hi to rcpatapouf. I really like, he's crazy about speedrun, what he do, but I'm sure that 2, 3, 4, even 6 motors and ESC would not help to break this record. You have to go super lightweight. Guys, have a nice day, see you soon.